Hello friends, today we're cooking butter chicken. And to start the dish we need to prepare a paste with our stick blender, and we start with some chilies. Preferably I would have liked habanero or jalapeno, like a spicier pepper, but the local supermarket didn't have those. We also need to add a knob of ginger, I would say size of a thumb, but depends on the thumb. So yeah, I didn't want to overpower it, I left a little bit out. We also need to add one head of garlic, which usually means around 10 garlic cloves, maybe a little bit less, but you need to clean them out of their skins. For me, the easiest way is to bang them with the knife, then cut off the root part of garlic, and then take out the claw. Usually it works like a charm. As everything will get blended anyway, you can even ask your wife to do it, or even kids. Call it your next funtivity. Also to the paste we need to add 2 onions, and nothing to see here, we just peel them and cut them in some pieces, as long as it all fits into the cup of the blender. Then simply blend it into paste. Well, accidents in the kitchen happen. All you can do is teach kids a lesson, make them clean it up, or just clean it up yourself. Eventually I managed to get most of the spilled onion back into the cup, and I added some olive oil so the blending would go easier. It is a rough start, but what isn't in life? So once you get it going, it becomes easier. Soon enough you will have chili, ginger, garlic and onion paste. Now we need to cook it down. So we take our Dutch oven, that's quite crucial, and add quite a lot of butter to it. Put your heat at medium high. I used a 7 out of 10 on my stove, but don't walk away from it. Stir it occasionally and check so it's not burning to the bottom, as there are quite a lot of natural sugars in the onions and rest of the veggies, so be aware not to burn it. While our base is cooking down, we can prepare the spices that we will use, and we will use quite a lot. We'll start with garam masala, continue with ground cumin, and we are being quite generous. I take 3 tablespoons out of each. Next one is turmeric, and apparently it's one of the superfoods, so no less than 3 tablespoons, of course. Spicy part of our spice blend will be chili powder, and I will add also 3 tablespoons. From the herbs I will add oregano, and you guessed it, 1 tablespoon, and lastly ground coriander. By this time our base has been cooked down for around 15 minutes, and we can add the butter where we will toast the spices. Once the butter has melted a little bit, add the spices in and mix them all up to toast them lightly. Now our base will get really dry, but it is quite important to wake up the spices. It is quite crucial to use some kind of a non-stick pot for this, but yeah, cast iron and Dutch ovens are ideal as the heat is transformed evenly. Once you are satisfied with the toastiness of your spices, we can add tomato paste. I like to buy tomato paste in tablespoon package sizes, and they stay in the pantry forever. Now we need to mix it all up, as I don't know, probably you can do it together, but I like to mix in my tomato paste in before I add the rest of the tomato, which in my case was 2 cans of diced tomato with oregano added to it. Now we need to mix it all up, cover it, and put it on some medium low to low heat to keep a gentle simmer. While that is happening, we can cube up the rest of our butter. That wouldn't take that much time, but you can clean the dishes on a side. In around 30 minutes my base looked like this. If yours look too dry, add a splash of water, but Dutch ovens usually get really tight lids or heavy lids, so moisture does not escape that much. So put the lid back on and we can prepare our chicken. I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can also use chicken breast, maybe it works even better here, but I like the dark meat better. Cut your chicken into bite-sized pieces, and I'm a big boy, so I'm cutting mine into 4s or into 5s. After that, around 1 hour has passed. Our base has thickened slightly and has changed the color. Now we can add in our chicken. I will add now a half, so around a kilo of chicken. We need to mix it well, try to do so without spilling over the yellow goodness, but yeah, that's all there is to it. Mix it, cover it up, another 15 minutes on the timer. But of course, we never rest. While the chicken is cooking, we can cut up cilantro for the final presentation. I discarded the large stems so it looks better for the pictures, but you can leave them as they don't change the taste that much. If you're one of the cilantro haters, then probably you can use something else. If you're Latvian, probably you can go with dill. Otherwise, I wouldn't suggest it, as it is mostly for the aesthetic contrast on top of the dish. By now, we have given some 15-20 minutes to our chicken under the cover, and we are ready to add our cream. Exact ingredient amounts you can find in the blog post, but you should add your cream into 2 parts, so it heats up evenly and does not separate or all that other jazz. Once all the cream is mixed in, you should start getting some glorious sauce consistency. And by this point, you should start to question yourself. Can this even get any better? Of course it can, and it should. We should add a little bit more butter. It is star of the show, and it is what makes this curry recipe so amazing. By this point, you're holding a drool and trying not to spill over the sauce. Oh, boy. It can get a little messy. Just be careful not to spill it on your clothes, as this yellow stuff stays in for several washing machine cycles. Now all there is to do is to add some salt to the dish. I forgot to add it together with the chicken. You can do it then or do it now. Just remember to add enough. Give it a good mix and serve it up. Usually you can serve it next to some rice or some oven baked vegetables if you want to stay more ketogenic. After the initial feast, I add in the rest of my chicken, so I have more sauce for the rest of the week. Make sure you mix it well so it can heat through easier. Cover it and you forget about it. Thanks for watching, friends. I hope you give it a try. That was butter chicken from me to you. Stay healthy, eat tasty, and see you next time.